In Bangalore's gridlock, time stands still, like markets rocked by a tariff's chill. Trump's trade wars stir a global fright, but my AI stocks still shine ever bright. HDFC Bank's earnings steal the show, while cranes in Bangalore endlessly grow. Join me for laughs and market news grand, investing smart in this traffic jammed land. So welcome everybody to another episode of Finfluenced, where we talk about how we got influenced by the Finfluencers, and let's get started. Chalo guys, let's dive straight into it. Let us check our AI portfolio. Last week की summary ये थी कि because we kept 20% cash, that is why our portfolio performed better than most indexes. Probably I think it was rank 2 or something like that. मगर पराग पारेख was the worst. आज केस उल्टा है. इस हफ्ते तक मार्केट वहां से रिबाउंड लेके रिकवर कर चुका है और हम अभी भी कैश में बैठे हुए हैं, जिसके वजह से now from rank 2 out of 5 we have gone straight to rank 4 out of 5. Purely अगर सिर्फ स्टॉक स्पेसिफिक देखें तो स्टॉक हमारा नंबर 1 रैंक पे है, बट पोर्टफोलियो लेवल पे because 20% of our cash was not moving, we could not capitalize on the gains as much as the pure play equity index. On the flip side, by being in a low risk mentality, we have preserved our capital. We have not gained as much as the indexes, but we are still beating Parag Parikh in the very very short unrealistic time frame. तो जैसा कि इंट्रो में सुना होगा कि काफ़ी हाइप है HDFC बैंक के रिजल्ट्स के अराउंड. एज ऑफ द टाइम आई एम शूटिंग दिस वीडियो अभी तक रिजल्ट्स अनाउंस नहीं हुए हैं. क्या मुसीबत है. जैसे ही मैंने वीडियो रिकॉर्डिंग ख़त्म करी मेरे को HDFC बैंक के नंबर आ गए. तो ये देखो, HDFC बैंक का एक्सपेक्टेशन था कि 5 से 9% के बीच में नेट इंटरेस्ट मार्जिन बढ़ना चाहिए, और नंबर आए हैं. देखते हैं. मैं भी पढ़ रहा हूँ अभी पहली बार, तो देखते हैं. लेंडर बीट्स एस्टिमेट्स इन बोथ प्रॉफिट एंड नेट इंटरेस्ट इनकम. प्रॉफिट इज अप बाय 6.7%, NII इज अप बाय 10%. ओ NNPA GNPA दोनों कम हुए. वो वेरी गुड. एंड फाइनल डिविडेंड ऑफ 22 रुपीज़ पर शेयर. इसमें कितना पैसा मिलेगा अपने को? 132 रुपीज़, और टैक्स भी तो लगेगा इस पर. इंटू मान लेते हैं 30% टैक्स कट रहा है, तो 92 रुपीज़. बाकी मेजर कोई अपडेट्स नहीं है इस हिसाब से. उस तरीके से देखा जाए तो ट्रम्प इज स्पीकिंग विद इलॉन मस्क काफ़ी ज़्यादा, with Teslas coming in and import duties slashed from 100% to 10%, all of that stuff. Leading automakers in India may face some competition. बाकी चलो, let's continue with our regime. Let's ask AI, what's up? Prompt AI, you are an equity research analyst with 20 years of experience and you have managed portfolios for a bunch of richest people in the world. On 1st of April 2025, you suggested a list of stocks to invest in India and the following is my holding status. ये मैंने वो टेबल वहाँ से कॉपी करके यहाँ पेस्ट करी. फिर मैं उससे पूछ रहा हूँ, टेल मी all that happened in the world which may have affected these companies in the last 1 week since April 12th, 2025. पिछला वीडियो April 12th को शूट किया गया था. And let me know if the rationale of investing still persists. मैं इसमें थोड़ा सा चेंज करना चाहूँगा. Tell me all that happened in the world at both the geopolitical macro level and at the portfolio specific level. इसको करते हैं रन. ठीक है, सोच रहा है थोड़ा. जैसे मैं कहा कि this is not financial advice, AI is not a financial advisor, I am not a financial advisor. I do not recommend you to replicate this portfolio by yourself. If you want to, then please take advice from a SEBI registered financial advisor. And what I was going to say, if you really want to see how Gemini replaces a financial advisor, it does not. It does not. But in the future, if you want to see, you can really see how it thinks. You just expand this and read out कि वो क्या क्या देख रहा है. How is it interpreting your question? How is it looking for different sources? What are the keywords it is looking for? How is it self-correcting itself? How is it realizing कि अच्छा, this is not the right direction I'm going, let me track back and go in this direction. It's just brilliant to see. चलो response आ गया हमारा. Let us dissect what happened between April 13th to 19th and assess the impact on the portfolio holdings of the rationals. Macro and geopolitical environment. Global markets. After extreme volatility of the previous week triggered by the US tariff announcements, this week saw some stabilization, albeit with continued caution. US markets rebounded earlier in the week following President Trump's 90-day pause on most reciprocal tariffs, excluding China. However, European markets remained somewhat subdued. Concerns about US-China trade standoff persisted. US inflation data released just before this week showed moderation, but China's deflationary pressures continued. The US dollar index weakened significantly during the prior week. ऐसा क्या? अरे वाह, क्या तो गिरा है? बहुत सही. USD INR rupee has relatively gained its strength, albeit at 85, but maybe 85 is the new normal now. Falling below 100 partly due to tariff concerns and revised Fed expectations, gold hits new record highs amid safe haven demands. ठीक है भाई. Indian markets. Indian equities generally showed resilience and some recovery, outperforming regional peers during parts of this week. The market digested the previous week's RBI rate cut and seemed to find a footing after a global volatility spike. Market movements was influenced by global cues, FII flows, and anticipation of Q4 earnings. India VIX eased somewhat from its recent highs. And एक चीज़ तुमने notice किया होगा, I don't know if you're following, but if you're not, then subscribe to my newsletter, join my WhatsApp community. You will find it on the description below, and I will give you updates daily on how the markets are behaving, what are the key turning points in the market of every day. And one of those points that I've been observing is, while FIIs have been buying a lot now, again, but DIIs are consistently selling. Obviously, they're selling it to the FIIs only. But doesn't that tell something about it, the DIIs? Probably they are just trying to book profits from the buy the dip that they had to do to save the markets. That now they are finally able to stabilize their portfolio to something rational rather than just dump money in the markets to keep markets alive. Maybe not. This is just my tinfoil hat speculation. It's not a conspiracy. It's absolutely possible. It is not illegal. It is also a rational thing to do. But I don't know. I have no information. It is just a wild guess, a blind shot in the dark. So, FII flows continue to be net sellers in early April with significant outflows. In the last few days, ये जो मैंने pattern की बात करी, in the last few days, they have shown a lot of buying. Domestic inflation. India's CPI inflation data for March 2025 show the further decline. India ka retail inflation was down to 3.34, which is a 6-year low, primarily due to falling food prices. This was well below RBI's target midpoint and supported the recent rate cut decision. WPI inflation also moderated. This benign inflation print is positive macro factor for the Indian economy and rate-sensitive sectors. What are the rate-sensitive sectors? Banking and financial services and non-banking financial companies, NBFCs, corporations. So, portfolio specific आ जाते हैं. ठीक है, तो यहाँ पे काफ़ी डिटेल्ड रिपोर्ट है. इसको मैं कॉपी करके पेस्ट कर दूंगा उस एक्सेल शीट पे. एंड यहाँ कंक्लूजन पढ़ते हैं सीधा. So, in the week of 13th to 19th was characterized by stabilization after the previous week's turmoil, which is actually right. Key positive developments included the confirmation of easing domestic inflation and generally resilient performance by the Indian markets. FII outflows remained a concern, but perhaps moderated slightly. And for my portfolio, the rationales for PGEL, VOLTAS, INDHOTEL and Mahindra remain strongly intact, supporting by ongoing positive sectoral trends, AC demand, tourism, auto market share. Rationale for HDFC Bank was strengthened by positive expectations leading to its Q4 results and supportive macro data like inflation and RBI stance. Rationale for Bajaj Holdings and Bajaj Finance and NH hold, with Bajaj Finance showing continued business momentum and NH benefiting from the positive sector sentiment. The rationale for NUVAMA holds, but the stock demonstrated its sensitivity to market swings, showing some recovery this week after the prior week's dip. Monitoring market conditions remains key here. So देखो, coincidentally, or rather what coincidentally, it's actually logical, and Gemini also is doubtful about a stance in NUVAMA. I really want to take a position in NUVAMA because I really believe in its long-term future, but एंट्री नहीं मिल रही यार, टेक्निकली एंट्री नहीं मिल रही अभी, जिस वजह से the very reason I did not allocate a lot of funds to NUVAMA was that it was showing resistance from the mean. It dipped, it came back, and it stuck at the mean again. So as long as it doesn't break the mean and then shows me that it can close a couple of candles above, or maybe take the support back from the mean, just like this यहाँ पे, तब तक वो confidence नहीं आएगा. Fundamentally it is very strong, but when we are talking about a short duration like 1 year, and when we are comparing it with the index, where we are comparing with the mutual funds, and we are doing it every week, the entry point sort of matters at the start. उसके बाद जो होगा ठीक है, पूरा पैसा डाल दिया, उसके बाद क्या कर लेंगे, बैठे रहेंगे, है ना. So next week I'll probably invest more. Hopefully the market conditions support my hypothesis. Until then, I'll see you next time. Bye.